to continue on the topic of the Associate Engagement Survey. There was a portion of the survey where you were allowed to write any questions, comments, suggestions that you wanted to, and we got tons of feedback that we're going to discuss with you today.
Well, one of the things you try and do when you take a survey is try and understand not just how people scored it, but why. What were the conditions that made me say this or made me say that or made us feel this way? So you kind of use a group of open-ended questions at the end that says, say anything you want. Tell us. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? And then we take all of those. And again, everything is anonymous, so what we get is just a massive list of responses, all typed out, and when everything is verbatim, so exactly what you said, good, bad, or indifferent, that's what we get on the list, and we get to see it. If everybody remembers from last year, one of the comments we had from an associate was that their work was soul-crushing. And I made a big deal about that, hoping that whoever that poor employee was, they found a job that they were happier with.
I hope
because
so.
Soul-crushing was tough. This year we didn't get any soul-crushing. No one, apparently, that person has found something that made them happier, I hope. However, we did get a lot of comments. And we want to review some of the comments. We want you to know we read every single one. Believe me, it takes me a long time. Sometimes I laugh, sometimes I cry while I'm reading it, but I read every single one. So some of the things, some of the highlights of what we received back, 22 people said they were either happy with the store or had no real major suggestions for change.
Okay.
That's a pretty large amount. 2 people said it really doesn't matter because you're not going to do anything about it anyway. We don't know who those people are, but... And 1 person said, boy, this place has really gone downhill. All right? There's another person who's going to join the soul-crushing crowd of people who are, I guess, having a tough time adjusting to some changes here. But again, that was the most difficult comment we got. Now, where did we get the most comments? As I said in the last corner, the biggest number of comments comes around communication. I don't know what's going on. People don't inform me. We're left in the dark. There are rumors floating around that we don't know about. This just comes up over and over again. The other thing that they talked about was the employee recognition program. They feel that employees are not recognized for the good that they do. We're going to talk about that in the future as ways of doing that better. There were a lot of comments about the new dress code. A lot of people felt that the change in the dress code was not good. I'm going to do a whole thing about the dress code, why we have it, what it's for, what the purpose is, what we want to achieve, and then maybe get everybody back into understanding that we're not doing it as harassment, we're doing it to make the store a better place and more professional. There were a lot of questions around wages and benefits. Wages and benefits is something that's very difficult for us to talk about because there are a lot of things happening in the country, there are a lot of things happening in the world over which we don't have any control.
Take it up with them.
Yes, the newest thing to take place from the government is the change in the minimum wage. That affects the contract we have with the union because the minimum wage is now higher than the union contract. So we have to go back and talk about how that's going to all work. The other thing that everybody is painfully aware of is the Affordable Care Act came in. And there were a lot of regulations around the Affordable Care Act that we have to live with and we have to obey. Congress is doing some things. They're talking about changing some of these things. But right now, the Affordable Care Act is in place. It's not going away. And we have to live by the rules.
Unfortunately, this situation is a little bit larger than just ShopRite.
Yes, it is. It's everybody in the country and it's everybody in the state. So there are a lot of things that we can talk about, but we're going to really have to take a hard look and we're going to have to sit down with the union and we're going to have a discussion about how we make some of these things apply to the old rules that we had and now to the new rules.
Right.
Then there were a lot of responses around cleaning and repairs in the store. People pointed out things that need repairs. That's a good thing. People should do that all the time. But you shouldn't wait for a survey to do that.
Not just October.
When you see something that needs to be repaired, you should say it to us immediately because we really do want to. That's something we want to stay on top of at all times.
Okay, well, how about some of the other responses?
Okay, well, I guess there were many different types of responses. One person said the employees should be able to make suggestions. This was in the suggestion section. So, yes, we like suggestions, we really do. 2 people said there should be a fan in the back room. I didn't know it was that hot in the back room right now. We're talking in the middle of winter. It's not very hot in the back room right now. It does not need a fan now, but we'll look at that for the summer. Another person said there should be bonuses for everybody. I think that's a great idea. Thank you. And one person said we should get rid of all of the nasty customers who come in the store. Good luck with that one.
If you find a way to do that, let us know in the suggestion box.
Let me know, because after they talk to you, they usually come and find me. But that's that was a comment. It was one of the ones I liked.
So how are we going to use this moving forward?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to start, obviously, as I've said 2 or 3 times already, we're going to start with the biggest issue, which is communications, because I think communications helps to solve a lot of these other things. A lot of these things go away when we're able to communicate effectively with each other, and I think that's one of the things we're going to attack. The other thing is everything that was on there, every suggestion that was on there has been written down, and we're going to look at them. We're going to see what can be done. We're going to see, obviously, in the area of repairs and maintenance and cleaning, absolutely, we're going to do all those things because that's important to us. And a lot of the other things that we talked about, as we go on, you'll be hearing more about them, because the answer is yes, we took everyone seriously. We want to do things about it, and we're going to. But it's going to be a process. And again, I'm going to say this again. You're going to hear this theme from me from now until doomsday. This is a shared process. It is shared between us and all of our team members, because everybody's got to be in the game in order for us to be successful. This can't be a one-sided thing. This has to be a two-way street. So we're going to expect things, we're going to expect our employees, as they have in the past, to become engaged with us as we try and make some changes.
Absolutely. And everyone here has a voice at ShopRite, and it can't be one-sided, like we said. So we'll try our best to reach out to you, and you also have to do the same for this to work.
Absolutely. I agree, Robyn.
Thanks, everyone.